Many of us will probably be staying at a hotel at least once in our lives. It could be for business or it could just be for pleasure purposes. Whatever reason we decide to stay at a hotel, there are certain rules of etiquette that should be followed. One of the worst things that you can do when aspiring to level up and become elegant and classy is to really ignore these rules of etiquette when you are in public spaces such as hotels, because they could really leave a bad lasting impression, which is something that you definitely want to avoid. The first point we'll discuss is behavior in your room. Firstly, ladies, it's very important to leave the hotel room the way in which you found it to begin with. This doesn't mean that it has to be meticulous. The bed sheets have to be extremely straight and the towels perfectly folded, but it has to be an acceptable level of cleanliness. If you, for example, stained the upholstery, you must inform a member of the staff, because this could be quite a difficult thing for the hotel to rectify, and they could also charge you. They could send you a bill later on after your stay, and this is something that you would want to avoid. It's just kind if you damage something or you make a permanent stain to inform staff in the hotel. Another point to take into account is to ensure that you respect your neighbors. Walls in hotels are not 100% soundproof, and this is the reason why, for example, you can only turn up the volume to a certain level in a hotel room, because you just don't want to disturb other people who may be sleeping. Any shouting or belligerent behavior could be reported, and you could actually be asked to leave with no refund. Theft. Ladies, this is something that's a lot more common than we think. We tend to think of our belongings going missing, and that's a reason why we should make use of the safes. But what about us? Do we tend to swipe certain things in the hotel? For example, the bathrobes or a towel here or there. Obviously, audits are normally taken. So if you do take something, this will be noted. If there is something that you particularly want, for example, a bathrobe or an umbrella, then by all means ask the receptionist. You might be charged for it, but they probably would even give it to you for free. But theft is a no-no in all circumstances. Ladies, what about misusing the provisions that we're given? For example, the hotel food. If we have a buffet style dinner, do we tend to take bags and bags of food into our hotel rooms and even take them home with us? Ladies, do not do that. There's always someone watching, and you just don't want to be seen as greedy or craven, and it's definitely not a good look. Do not misuse any of the provisions given to you. This also includes the toiletries. Yes, they are complimentary, but they should be used in moderation. You shouldn't ask for more and more toiletries just so you can take them home with you. Of course, there are no hard and fast rules around etiquette, but it's really good to be able to follow these closely, ladies. Housekeeping. Good housekeeping is an integral part of our hotel stay. It ensures that we have a very pleasant stay. It just makes it more of a comfortable experience too. However, ladies, do not take advantage of this. Ladies, don't leave your room dirty with all your clothes strewn across the floor and food left over and trash on the carpets. Ladies, don't do this just because you know that a housekeeper is going to come and fix it all up and tidy it up. It's just ill-mannered to do that. Just make sure you flush the toilets and give the sinks a nice clean wipe. Don't leave your dirty laundry hanging around, sanitary towels not disposed of properly. Can you imagine being a housekeeper and coming across those things? It's really unpleasant, so you should be mindful of that. As an elegant woman, you would keep these things private, out of sight anyway, so don't just leave it around thinking, yeah, the housekeeper's going to do it. It's actually disgusting. If you are menstruating, do not leave traces of this lying around. Make sure that you fold away and throw away your sanitary towels properly. Try not to stain the towels with blood. I mean, accidents do happen and it can be inevitable sometimes, but make sure that the stains are folded away out of sight. Ladies, if you're washing your hair, clean it away. Don't leave chunks of hair in the sink, on the floor. Just be discreet about it and be clean, because cleanliness doesn't stop, for example, when you're at home. It's something that should be second nature to you. Now, ladies, let's speak about dining at a hotel. Now, there are three main types of dining that you will encounter during your hotel stay. The first one is silver service dining. The second one is in-room dining, and the third is buffet style dining. Now let's discuss the etiquette around each style of dining. The first one is silver service. Now, this is a kind of style of dining where you will be seated and a waiter will serve you the food that you wish to eat. This means eating in the correct manner, in a tidy way, for example, laying your napkin properly on your lap and ordering food in moderation, not over drinking, and etc. And this is something that I will cover in a lot more depth in another video. During your stay at a hotel, it's important that you order food in moderation. This means not overeating just because the food is free or just because it's included in your bill, because you don't want to encourage food wastage and you actually do not want to look greedy either. So it's really important to do this in moderation. Getting blind drunk is always an unacceptable thing, so this needs to be avoided too. The second style of dining that I want to discuss with you is in-room dining service. So this is basically room service where you'll be eating in your room after you've ordered over the phone. Now, room service is not normally included in your stay. It's something that you have to pay for. So people will be a bit more careful around wastage and so forth. Ladies, again, please keep your area, your room clean and tidy. Don't chuck food around, don't get food on the upholstery, don't pour drinks into the carpet. These are very basic rules that should be observed. Secondly, the food that you consume in your room should really only be the food that you order from the menu in the room. This means that you should not take buffet food into your room. Again, ladies, this food should also be consumed in moderation. Ladies, the last style of dining I would like to speak about is buffet style dining. And this kind of dining is very popular in holiday resorts. If you have indulged in buffet dining, I can tell you that there are countless of different types of food that can accommodate every single palate. You name it, you'll probably find it at a buffet style dinner or breakfast. However, ladies, just because there is an abundance of food available, this does not give you free rein to eat without restraints. This means that you should just eat what you can consume. Do not pile your food up and take it to your seat and go for more and more and more. Please just finish what's on your plate, and if you do desire more, by all means. So ladies, how can you show class when you're indulging in buffet style meals? A good tip to observe is to write down or just think ahead about the kind of food that you wish to eat. For example, if you feel like eating eggs and porridge, then that's the section you should head out for. Of course, it can be tempting because you have got fruits, you've got meat, vegetables, but if you know beforehand or you have an idea beforehand of what you want to eat, then this will allow you to just pick what you feel for and go to your seats without eating in abundance, in excess, ladies, because there's nothing classy about that. If it's possible, only take one trip. Don't walk up and down collecting food, ladies. Secondly, don't overfill your plates, because this just really makes you look greedy and there's nothing elegant about it. Do not waste food, especially if you're visiting countries where they rely primarily on tourism as their main source of revenue. Then it's a bit insulting to waste food. I've been to countries where the resorts have an incredible amount of delicious meals available and people just throw food away because it's there. They think that they can do it, but this really isn't a good look. Don't eat until you're overly full, overly stuffed. You know, you probably have other activities that you want to get on with, and if you're stuffed, you probably just go to your hotel room and sleep. Just eat to sustain you until your next meal, ladies. Don't go overboard and just stuff yourself silly. Ladies, I also do want to touch upon tipping as well. Tipping is not really a prerequisite in the UK, but I know in some countries such as the United States, it is something that you're required to do. Of course, it's not compulsory, but you're definitely required to tip. So ladies, although the expectation around tipping is different from country to country, it's still good practice to observe this. There's a lot of work that is put into ensuring that you have an enjoyable hotel stay. So for example, the parking valet, the housekeeper, the butler, the waiter. It's a nice thing to just show appreciation for their hard work by leaving a small tip. So ladies, I do hope the next time you stay at a hotel, it's an enjoyable one for you, but I promise you it is an excellent way to practice your etiquette. You'll become more seasoned in practicing good behavior, and observing these basic rules around etiquette will really stand you in good stead to be able to practice these as second nature in other situations, which might be a little more challenging. Also ladies, remember, you leave a trail wherever you go. If you're kind to staff, then you will be remembered, absolutely. And sometimes these staff will be even inclined to give you little discounts or just make your stay that much more pleasant. So ladies, it's definitely a good time to practice your etiquette. Please watch my video 10 things elegant women never do, which touches on general rules around etiquette too. So ladies, please have a look at that. So until my next video, bye for now.